Morning. Screenshot it. Morning. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to another week. Welcome to another week. Rangers. Yeah, 7-1 on the Rangers. Crazy. It is a little cold here in Florida as well. I actually slept with my windows open. It's the best. What is it here? 54? Nothing crazy, but nice little chill. 54 right now. The high of today is 78, 76. So, not too bad. Wow, the high on Christmas is 55 in Florida. Low of 41. So, getting a little cold. Getting there. All right. So, good morning, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good morning. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back. I watched the World Cup. Crazy game. Probably one of the best soccer games, football games, whatever you want to call it, I've ever watched. That was good. That was really good. Congrats to Messi. Felt good for him. So today we find ourselves a little bit higher than Friday's close, but nothing that changes the picture here, in my opinion. Nothing that really changes what we're looking at. So there's some very key levels to be watching today on the NASDAQ and the S&P. Some very important retest levels, previous lows potentially turning into rejection points. And this is definitely something that I will be watching today for a potential downside move. There's a very key level that needs to break to look for upside. So I think it's a pretty structured morning so far on the NASDAQ ES. Makes a good amount of sense. I will share with you my insights, what I'm looking at here on the stream, as always, on the future side, and then as well on the individual stock side of things. I want to say something real quick that, is pretty common sense, but I don't know, man. I don't mean to insult anyone, but, some people out there just don't really use the common sense that, they need. Guys, please, there's a lot of scammers out there. There's a lot of people that pretend to be me, not only me, but other people online, right? You got people that pretend to be people like Matt Diamond, people like Carmine, people like Jay Dunn, all these guys that you watch. There's a lot of people that pretend to be them online. Please do not talk to these people. None of those people I just mentioned, including myself, will ever ask for money from you, will ever ask for cryptocurrency, will ever ask for anything in that sense. Why would someone like us that has a public identity ask for something from you guys to then scam you? That is complete backwards, non-common sense. There's a lot of people out there that try to scam you. Please pay attention to who you're talking to. Okay? Just going to say that because this weekend there has been a lot of people that joined the chart Discord, which is a free Discord that I run, that I can't help who joins it. There's probably about 4 people that joined it with the name DesiTrade, and another 3 people that joined it with the name, with my full first and last name. These are scams. Okay, I do my best to allow or make sure you know about them, but I cannot stop you from talking to someone that is asking you for cryptocurrency. This is not something I can control. So just please use your common sense, guys. Okay? When you're out there talking to people online. And please never send money online to random people. All right? Just a quick reminder. Hopefully you pay attention to that. All right. With that said, let's get started today. Welcome back. Welcome to the stream. Press the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Here we go. So today, futures, as always, economic earnings calendar. Let's pull that up real quick. Get a good look at the economic and earnings side of things this week. See what we got going on. This week, not much to start the week. We don't have much to start this week. So you can see. Thanks, Jay Price. I mean, yeah, if someone's DMing you asking for $5 for coffee, then maybe we're okay. But, thanks, Jay. Appreciate you, man, as always. Today, home builder index, not much there. I don't think that moves the market. Tomorrow, building permits, housing starts, not much there. I don't think that moves the market. So today and tomorrow, nothing crazy on the economic side. Even into Wednesday, I don't think anything that makes a major move. Consumer confidence index may have some effect, but today and tomorrow, I think is pretty silent on the economic side, which is I'm happy to see. We can actually trade, some continuation moves without economic news if we get anything. So nothing really there today, tomorrow. Wednesday, nothing crazy but consumer confidence, and then the real stuff starts. So back half of this week, Thursday, Friday, is where things start to pick up on the economic side. So you guys can see here we have a lot of stuff slated. Thursday, continuing jobless claims. This is big GDP, real gross domestic product. That's the big one, I think, this week. GDP, 8:30 Thursday morning. This is my birthday, December 22nd. It looks like I will have a very active morning on my birthday. GDP at 8:30. That's going to be very important to pay attention to this week. So Thursday is when things start to pick up. Friday, we got some more PCE price index, real disposable income, real consumer spending, consumer sentiment index, 5-year inflation expectations. So things start to pick up there as well. The 25th is, or 24th is Saturday. 25th is Sunday. That's Christmas. Merry Christmas. Market is closed, I believe, on the 26th, if I am not mistaken. Let me double check. Market holidays. Let me go ahead and make sure of that. So here's your market holidays. Yes, so market is closed Monday, December 26th. So very nice. That's very nice to have. Market closed Monday, so we will have a 3-day weekend from the market. Saturday, Sunday, and into Monday. So that's very nice to see. And then also on top of that, the market will close early on the... Oh, no, that's... Okay, never mind. That's 2024. I take that back. Okay, yeah. So it's just that. So yeah, Monday, December 26th, market is closed, okay? January 2nd, okay. Yeah, January 2nd as well. January 2nd as well. All right, so some things to watch out for. Obviously, it's nothing crazy, but yeah. Monday, December 26th, Monday, January 2nd, markets are closed. Thank you for that, Mr. Oblivion. And then you guys can see right here, once again, Thursday, Friday, economic news starts to pick up. Mario, it's a great birthday as well, 23rd. Hell yeah. So watch out for that, okay? But we shouldn't have too much to worry about today and tomorrow on the economic side of things, so we can sort of relax on that side this first few days of the news of the week. Let's go ahead and pop up the economic calendar here, or the earnings calendar. Let's see what we got there. Here we go. 23rd half day. Are we sure about that? I'll double check. But this week on the earnings side, nothing crazy. FedEx, Nike. FedEx could be interesting for UPS. That's a decent one to keep an eye out for. It will sort of... Sometimes it influences retailers just because they talk about, the shipping rates and et cetera, et cetera. So we'll see if there's any reaction off that. FedEx, UPS. UPS isn't reporting, but it'll affect it. Nike, Carnival, Rite Aid, nothing crazy here. Micron could be interesting for the semiconductors. CarMax, that's going to be interesting for the car market. That CarMax number, that'll definitely be an interesting one to watch out for, just for the overall car market to see how that's been. But nothing wild here on the earnings side either. Let me double check on that half day on the 23rd. Are we positive about that one? Let me pull that up. 23rd. No, I don't think so. It would say it down here. I don't see it down here on the 23rd. I don't think you have a half day on the 23rd. I could be wrong, but it's not saying it on the calendar there. What is the 23rd? 23rd is a Thursday? No, it's not a Thursday. 23rd is a Friday. I don't know. I don't see it here. So I'm thinking you have a full day on the 23rd. But market is closed on the Monday, the 26th. All right. So that's that. Let's continue. Tesla 150 level, that's big. We got to be watching this 150 level, guys. We see a little bit of upside this morning based off of Elon's poll that he did last night on Twitter about stepping down as the Twitter CEO. That's why Tesla moved higher this pre-market. Do I trust it with the market where it is? Not at all. I really don't. So I'm not going to be going, buying Tesla calls because of that news. Now, if there's some upside continuation on the market, maybe. But I think it's going to probably give that move back, maybe retest that 150 level. Not really interested in that, but we'll keep an eye on it. Crucial Apple support today. This is a must-watch Apple support today. Nvidia 170. This is a big level that I would be watching. It perfectly rejected this level on Friday. I would be watching this one today. Meta. I like Meta rejection still. This is still something I'm watching on Meta. Up at this 123 area for Meta rejections. I will share it with you today. TSM started to fill the gap to the downside on Friday. I would be watching this one. Amazon 2022 lows, and then watching some of these Dow stocks, Boeing, Caterpillar, Home Depot. I would be watching these for potential downside if the Dow continues lower. I like some of these setups. Have taken some of them already. But I still will be watching these this week, so I want to share those with you guys. All right? So that's what we're going to look at today. Hopefully you guys enjoy the stream. Hopefully you get some insight out of it. Hopefully it helps you prepare for today's trading day. If it does, after you watch it, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel before you head out. All right? Let's get started. NASDAQ, So there's really one thing that needs to be watched on NASDAQ, and it's pretty damn clear today. So we're going to go ahead and check that out real quick. We're going to go to the hourly chart. We're going to go ahead and zoom in here, and there's a pretty clear thing to be watching here today. So first of all, let's delete this. Let's just relook at it. Let's redo it. So the previous lows, right back here. This is right around this this previous low from back on Wednesday. This is back on the 7th of December. This is right around this 11,450, 11,500 area, right? It's all up in this zone. So 11,450, 11,500. I think this is a very big supply area to be watching out for. 11,450, 11,500. You have the previous lows here, right? And you have this consolidation here and a rejection on Friday. You can see on Friday we pushed into that rejection point. We rejected it around this 11,450, 11,500, pushed right back to the downside. All right, so I think any move into this 11,450, 11,500 area is going to be very heavy. Not only do you have this previous support into this rejection, not only do you have this supply zone, you have the 50 SMA on the daily chart that's sitting right there. All right, so I think any move into this level will likely be rejected unless the market clearly flips to the upside. I would not look to take a single bullish trade until the NASDAQ is over 11.5. There is simply no reason to be bullish on this market at all until you are above 11.5, right? If you trade upside here, you are either you are asking to get traded into supply, right, and a big rejection, or you are basically asking for just another continuation to the downside against you. There is no reason to be looking bullish here on the NASDAQ until it is over 11.5. That is a very clear previous rejection point from both Thursday and Friday. If it can get above it, maybe there's something there. But without that move above 11.5, I think it is very safe to continue to expect downside here. Previous lows, we didn't even quite get back to those at 11.450. That was a rejection on Friday. We didn't even quite get back to that. The level that we are rejecting this morning is the lows of Thursday, right? We are still rejecting the Thursday lows on the NASDAQ. So if we go ahead and zoom in here a little bit, what we can see here is we had these lows on Thursday around this 11,410, 11,400 area, and that is the level that we are rejecting in the short term here on the NASDAQ. So we moved lower. We pushed back into this level pre-market. This is Thursday's lows, right? And this is where we are rejecting as of right now in the pre-market. I think you are potentially creating a little bit of a bear flag here, right? And if you break down this bear flag today, right, off this lows, previous low rejection point, I think you could see some nice downside. So that is what I will be watching today, right? So I am watching to see, does the NASDAQ break over Thursday's lows? If it does not break over Thursday's lows, then there is no reason to look for upside. If it does break over Thursday's lows, you still need to be cautious of this zone up here around 450 and 11.5, right? You have all this consolidation here. You have the 50 SMA. And on top of that, if you zoom out, you have the previous lows from back on December 7th all the way back here. So I think I like this type of morning, right? Because there's a very clear area that you have to watch. There's a very clear, it's very clear what you should be looking for. This is how I would think in your mind, right? I would say above 11.5, short-term bullish, right? For some type of short-term push above this 11.5 area, right? As long as it's below this 11.5, this entire range right here, I would stay bearish. Right? As long as you are below this 11.5, I would stay bearish today on the NASDAQ. Maybe we push up into this 11.450. Maybe we reject the 50 SMA here. That's very possible, right? Maybe you push into this supply, you reject it. The only way I'd look for upside is a major push here, a hold of support at the previous rejection points of 11.5, and then maybe you can look to go long as we start to push above this previous high right here at 11.5, okay? That's the only way. Now, I'm not saying that's not possible, but that's just how you would set up your day, right? That's how you would set up your mindset coming into today. Looking for rejections until we're above 11.5. That's what I would look for, okay? That helped extremely well on Friday, right? That helped extremely well on Friday. on the ES, which we're about to switch over to. If you just said to yourself, I will not be looking bullish until the ES is above 39.40, which is what we talked about on Friday in the stream. All right, if you said, okay, we have previous lows I need to be cautious of, and then we have this 11.4 level that I need to, or this 39.40 level I need to be cautious of, right? A lot of people probably got trapped in this upside move on Friday morning. But if you know your levels, then you know this was just a total fake out and an absolutely lucrative opportunity, which I took advantage of with Home Depot, and I'm sure a lot of other people took advantage of with different plays. But look how perfect this previous low into a rejection came in on Friday of last week. An absolute gorgeous break and retest rejection. Previous lows on Thursday into a perfect rejection Friday morning. This is very, very key. This is as clean as it gets. Okay? So we're looking at the same thing again. We go to the hourly chart, right? We shoot over to the hourly chart, and we can clearly see this level, this supply between 39.10 and 39.40 is going to be very difficult to get above. It's the level that needs to be paid attention to. It's the zone that you cannot be bullish on until you get clearly above it, right? You have the 100 SMA at 39.40. You have a previous rejection point at 39.40. You have a previous support here at 39.40. And you have this entire zone between 39.10 and 39.40 that will absolutely turn into rejection points if we move back into it, right? 39.10 to 39.40, that is your rejection zone. That is your supply zone in this area, right? So that is a must watch today. That entire zone needs to be paid attention to. Today, we're not even getting to Thursday's lows on the ES, right? We're not even getting there. So if we go down to the 15-minute chart, right, if we zoom in here and we look at what's going on this morning, we are not even getting to the Thursday lows, which is where I would actually ideally like to see this reject because I think it would set up a pretty damn nice trade. But here was your Thursday's lows. Here was your Friday rejection point. Perfect previous lows into rejections. Perfect break and retest rejection. And this morning, we're just not even quite getting there. We're sort of rejecting this 3,900 area. We're creating maybe potentially a bear flag setup as we speak, right? You can see right here. So I would be continuing to look for downside here. Maybe with a target if we do start to unravel. Maybe Friday's lows would be an idea. If we break Friday's lows, then obviously you guys just got to trade the momentum at that time. But very clear, right? If you are below at least, right, even if you're still below Thursday's lows, you simply cannot try to trade upside into this level. If you trade upside into this level, right, and then maybe there's something, right? If you're very quick, maybe you try to catch something. But for me, I like to have those very clear rules in place. No bullish trades under 39.10 to 39.40. None, right? I don't even want to attempt a bullish trade below that level because I don't want to be the one that gets faked out, right? I don't want to be buying into a fake pump. There's just no reason. I don't have interest in that. I don't want to expose myself to that possibility. So I will have very strict rules here, right? Depending on where the market is on the NASDAQ and the S&P. If the ES is below 39.40, then there's no bullish trades to be taken. I don't like anything for upside. If you get above 39.40, that's when the bulls can take over. And that's when you might be able to actually catch an upside trade, right? If you get over 39.40, right, maybe there's something there, right? There's a 100 SMA break. There's a previous high break. Then maybe you can play that upside, right? Then maybe you can play that upside. But under that, got to stay bearish, I think. You're not even back to Thursday's lows, which is concerning in itself, okay? Christmas rally. Guys, I mean, I don't mean to be like the bearer of bad news. I hate being like that, but Santa rally, Christmas rally, what is that? I mean, seriously. It's just a thing that people like to say. Just watch the market. It means nothing. All right. Here we go. So, YM. Dow Jones. Look at what's happening this morning. Look at what's happening this morning on the Dow Jones. Where are we rejecting? We are rejecting right at the Thursday's lows and Friday's highs, right? You can see right here, this 33.5 level. That's your level to watch out for. If we get a move above 33.5, then maybe some upside, right? Maybe some upside over 33.5. But look at what's happening this morning on the Dow, right? Previous lows, previous highs, and look at the rejection this pre-market right now. Very, very clear. Previous Friday highs into rejections. There is nothing quite bullish about that. If you stay below 33,250, then there is no reason, absolutely no reason, to be looking for upside trades if you are below 33,250. If you get above 33,250, maybe there's some type of quick move into that 33.5, but 33.5 is also, right, a major level to be watching out for and a very possible rejection point on this market at 33.5. So I would not take a bullish trade on anything until, one, the Dow is over 33.5, the ES is over 39.40, 100 SMA, and the NASDAQ is clearly over 11,500, right? These are very, very clear levels to be paying attention to today. And that is why I'm interested in today's price action, because this is pretty damn clear. All right, you're rejecting Thursday's lows on the NASDAQ. You're rejecting Thursday's lows on the Dow very clearly. And there's a very clear area to watch for if you want to switch your bias to the upside. It would be a break over 33.5 here, and then the other levels we just talked about, okay? So pretty nice stuff there on the futures. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. If it does, pay attention to it today. It's definitely going to be trading off these levels, right? This is as clear as day. These levels are very, very clear today. So it looks like a good day to trade some futures, honestly. If you just took some shorts off of Friday's highs there on the Dow, or Friday's highs or the Thursday lows on the NASDAQ, you're sitting up a very nice amount here. I mean, you're already up almost 50 points. So really nice stuff. All right, let's continue. Tesla. So Tesla, little gap up this morning. I mean, I don't, whatever you guys think the reason is behind it, it gapped up, I don't know. I think it's a little bit of maybe a few different things, but it gapped up. With the market where it is, am I bullish on Tesla here? No, right? No. Why would I trade a gap up on Tesla with the market being below the futures levels that we just talked about, right? You can't say, hey, I'm bullish on Tesla, but, the NASDAQ is still below Thursday's lows. It just doesn't make sense, right? So would I be bullish on Tesla today? The only way I would turn bullish on Tesla today is if the NASDAQ breaks above that level, that ES breaks above that level, the Dow Jones breaks above my level, right? Then maybe I'll look for Tesla to the upside. But until then, I would be bearish. However, I have no interest in playing Tesla into 150, right? I will not be the one that shorts Tesla into 150 and then gets a huge spike off of that level, because it is very clear that Tesla does not want to break 150, right? It's very clear. It's just holding on to that level. You can see, look at this price action on Friday. It just did not want to break 150. It just sat above that level all afternoon. I mean, basically the entire day it just sat there. So I have no interest in shorting into 150. Maybe you can play a gap fill. If you want to play like a pre-market gap fill into 150, maybe there's something there. But I would absolutely be a profit taker on puts at 150. I don't think that is a level that you want to mess with. Once it breaks 150, right, if we see a pretty aggressive flush under 150, if it starts to turn into a rejection point, then maybe we look to play it, right? Because then we know our stop loss is over 150. We have our risk to reward set up. But until then, I would just watch 150. I would probably just watch Tesla as a whole. You guys have seen how much Tesla is being affected by macroeconomic events, by external factors. I really don't care to trade a stock that's being tossed around by external factors. You never know what comes next. So I would probably stay away from Tesla, but I do think that 150 is a pretty valid level to be watching to see what happens there. I think it will be interesting. So maybe there's something off that level that maybe you want to watch. But other than that, I really don't love it. Apple. 4-hour chart on Apple. This is a pretty critical support area coming in on Apple. If Apple starts to break this level, I think you could definitely see a reaction here on the market. So here is some previous lows on Apple, right? You can see right here, previous low, previous low, previous low. And again, right here on Friday, another previous low. Excuse me. 134, 134.50. This zone looks this zone looks pretty crucial, guys, because if Apple breaks this zone, I think it will absolutely bring the market lower with it, right? If we flush this 2-month support at around 134, 134.50, that's going to definitely cause a reaction. So watch out for this, right? If you break to the downside here under 134, then if the price action starts to get slippery and you start to see that downside step in, this could absolutely influence the market lower, right? This could absolutely influence the market lower. Apple's the largest part of the market, so to say, pretty much. And if that breaks that key level, I would be very cautious here. The only other support that I could see here, right, is maybe back down to the 130, right? Maybe you could say, okay, still some support down at 130. So I would be cautious of that if you are short. But I think the break of 134 will definitely cause a pretty quick reaction to that level. I'll go ahead and get a little bit more time on this 4-hour chart. Zoom out a little bit. So here you go. You can see right here, the extreme lows of this year is 130, 129, right in this area. I think the 130 sort of psych level will have influence, so that's why I say 130. But you do have, the 129 wick low there. That's the extreme low there. So 130, 129, if you break this little channel low right here on Apple, which is around 134, right here, 134, 133.50. If you break that, I would say 130 is your last stand. You break that, right? You break that low at 130. We could be in for some downside. So, yeah, watch out for these levels on Apple, guys. These are very crucial levels to be monitoring. I would almost watch Apple, even if you're not going to trade it, I would keep an eye on the chart today because it could definitely give you some insight into what may occur. Okay, Nvidia. So, Nvidia, let's go 4-hour. Yep, I like the 4-hour here. So, here's a few things that I'm watching on Nvidia today. First of all, Nvidia has been in that longer-term 4-hour uptrend here for some time now, right? You can see it sort of started at these lows. This is back in October. So, for about 2 months now, Nvidia has sort of been holding this uptrend, right? We had a hold here, held here, pulled back to it right here. This is back on the 7th of December, held it right there, pushed higher, had a little bit of a fake breakout of this 170 area up to that 190. And now, right, I don't know if you guys remember us talking about this on the live stream. We talked about 170. 170 was the level to watch to see if it rejected. This was a previous high here. This was a previous high here. This was a previous support right here. And if we go to Friday, we go to let's go 15-minute chart. Look at what happened on Friday at 170, right? You tried to push into that 170 Friday morning, and look at how nasty that rejection was right at 170 on Friday on Nvidia. So if Nvidia cannot get back above 170, I would look for a downside move, right? As much as I love Nvidia, it's very clear here that if we cannot get above 170, and if the market does weaken here, right, if we get a rejection of this 170, let's say we get maybe one more push and we break this uptrend, right, this could be a very nice rejection point on Nvidia at 170. This is absolutely something I'm watching here. Downside move, I could see maybe to around 155, 156, and then right down to around 152. Right, that's what I would be watching. Down here to 152, maybe back to these lows here around 156. But the key here is Nvidia under 170. If you break above 170, then I would not look to play this to the downside, right? Because then you're back above a previous rejection point here, back above this little double top at 170. So over 170, I'd be cautious on the short side. But if Nvidia stays under 170, if it turns it into rejections again, right, I would look for this to break this uptrend and maybe start to fade back to these support levels. So that's something I'm watching today for sure on Nvidia. Meta, I still like this play a lot. I still am eyeing this. I just need Meta to give up a little bit more. Meta has been a little bit resilient. You can tell by Thursday and even into Friday. I think Meta was one of the only tech stocks that gapped up on Friday. You can see right here, Friday we gapped up and then continued higher. But look at what happened on Meta when we tapped this 124 area, right? We went right back into that 124 area. If we go to the 4-hour chart, right, look at this topping tail on the 4-hour candle here on Meta, right here. This candle right here. We pushed higher on the 4-hour, came right back into this rejection zone. Boom, boom, and then look at that on Friday. Boom. Nasty rejection in the 4-hour, right at that 124. Clearly telling you that there is some nasty sellers up here around this 124 level, right? If Meta can break this 113 low, then I like there to be some downside into that 108, right? Right there, right? If you break this 113, right here, right here, all right, if you break that, I would say 108, and then obviously if you break 108, right, there's going to be a little party over here on Meta, right? If you break 108, there's literally nothing under 108 to make me think that it holds up. So 113, 108, I'd be careful shorting Meta in this channel, right? I would be a little bit cautious of that, right? Your entry was probably like Friday's highs, if anything. If you took some Meta shorts near Friday's highs, then congratulations, because I think you nailed an entry point right up here. But if you're not in up here at this 124 area, 123 area, you're sort of trading in the middle of a channel, which I would be a little cautious of, because Meta could very easily do this, right? There's nothing stopping Meta from maybe trading back to 113 and then having a big bounce off demand. Very possible. So for me, I would look to either see another push into this level, try to short it up here for a move back here, or I would look to see if we break 113, turn it into a rejection, and then try to short it down into 108, right? Those would be my two entry points here on Meta. Either here or here. Nothing in the middle, right? Not trading in the middle of a channel, okay? So that's what I'd watch on Meta. This rejection is still very much alive. This looks like Netflix to some extent, right? You can see right here. This looks like Netflix to some extent. You have a previous low into a triple top rejection. Very nice. TSM. So TSM on the 4-hour chart, this could be a very nice little retest of the previous lows here on TSM. This is something I am definitely watching today. I'm already in some puts on TSM. It is, I did get it on Friday after it broke 78 and actually had a really clean rejection of 78. Look at this 78 rejection on Friday, guys. I mean, just absolutely perfect. Look at this. Push higher, right into the 78 level. Absolutely perfect. Nasty rejection. I had puts right in this general area, holding them, smaller size. I have about $800 in the position. So they were up about 50% at close. And obviously today I'm going to be giving back some profits. But I still like TSM as long as it's under 78. This could really just be your bearish break and retest, right? You can see right here. Never adjusted for contract changes. They are right here, March 23. They are adjusted. They adjust by themselves. All right, TSM. You guys can see right here, 78 previous lows, and the rejection on Friday. I would absolutely love to see the 78 rejection step in today. Would love to see that. So, watching 78. If TSM rejects 78 today, I will definitely be watching that for more downside. Why do I say that? Because look at this daily chart. You are in the gap, guys. You have entered the gap fill on TSM. What the hell was that? I don't see much support here until 75. Right? Gap fill into 75 right there. You guys can see right there. You break 78. You turn it into a rejection point. Gap fill into 75 if TSM stays under 78, right? That is a must today. We have to stay under 78 for this setup to stay valid. As long as we're below this 78, I think you trade back into that gap fill. All right. Amazon. So Amazon's this is going to get interesting on Amazon, guys. Amazon has been a crazy weak stock. I mean, just crazy weak. You can see right here, previous lows into a rejection. You can see right there, previous lows into a rejection point on Amazon. Absolutely gorgeous at that 102 area, right? That was extremely clean. Break and retest. Couldn't have got any cleaner there. Now, you can see, even with the market with a little bit of upside over the last few months off of, just a little bit of that grind higher on. Look at what the NASDAQ's done since beginning of November, right? The NASDAQ has moved up a little bit, right? It's up a tad. But look at what Amazon's done that entire time, just straight down. So Amazon, I don't know, man. Not a stock that I would invest in personally, just based off its technicals. It just will not. It's just the desire for it to move higher is just simply not there. You can see right here, previous rejections there. I'm sorry, previous support there on this 85, 86. If you break 86, let's just call it 85, 87, whatever you want to call it. I call it 86 because I think that's the psych level. If you break 86 here, it's going to get interesting for Amazon. Let's go up and get some more time here. But we zoom out here. 86 is like the last support under this 2020. What is this? 2020 lows here, right on this 86 right here. You break that, I mean, you're starting to get into like the 70s, maybe the mid to low 70s here, right in this general area. This little low right here, right around 68. So there's a big level on Amazon, guys. I would just sort of monitor it. I just wanted to point it out today that Amazon is at its 2022 lows. It's at the channel low that we've been in for about a month now. And this break here could get pretty spicy. So I would watch out for this. 86. If we start breaking 86, you might get another downside move. So watch out for that, especially if the market is weak. On the flip side, if you do get upside, right? On the flip side, if you do get an upside move, excuse me, then maybe you can play it off the channel low. But the simple desire for it to not want to go higher, that rhymes. I just don't know if I like it, right? The desire for Amazon to move higher has not been there. So even with the market pushing higher, Amazon has barely found support or barely find any type of buying activity. So I don't know if I would even look to play it off this low unless it really starts to wake up with a major market move to the upside. Maybe you can trade it off this channel low, this support, but I'd be more interested in the 86 break. All right. Boeing. Daily chart on Boeing. This is definitely something I will be watching here on BA. If the Dow Jones starts to reject, if the Dow Jones starts to move lower, if we start to get some downside, then I would be watching Boeing off 190. I think this is a great potential setup. This is a great potential setup. Previous lows here, previous lows here, previous lows here, previous lows here. We've talked about this one before. Previous rejection here. And look at what's happening right now. Right? So if we see Dow weakness, then I would love to see if I can trade Boeing back into 171. I think that's a very high possibility. I think it is very possible to see us retest this previous high, retest this support here. If the Dow moves lower, I love this 190 rejection point. This is definitely something. This is definitely something that I would be watching. Next one is Caterpillar. I'm still in my CAT position. It's very small, but we can see it did hold that channel low. So it is still sort of managing its own channel here. You can see we moved lower. We rejected that high of 238. We moved to the downside, and we held that 225 channel low. So this one's going to be all about its channel. But if you break 225, I would keep an eye on CAT. And then finally, Home Depot, another one that I am still holding some contracts in. You guys saw I traded that on Friday. I would be looking to see if Home Depot can stay under 330 and break 316, right? As long as it's under 330, I like it to the downside. Yeah, I'll throw in AMD and mRNA. Let me pull up the tickers real quick for you guys. I got to also set up that, I got to reformat that ticker form. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, it looks like someone did it for me. Thank you very much. Very much appreciate that, guys. Thank you for setting that up for me. All right, so I'll add AMD to this list. We got CAT, Nike, DocuSign, FedEx, JD, mRNA, and AMD. So let's go over those. And I already know that FedEx is an earnings play, so we're gonna skip that one, okay? Because we do not look at earnings plays on technical analysis. All right. If you could take a real quick, I'll add Microsoft too. Yeah. I got you, Microsoft. If you guys could just take 1 second, maybe hide the chat, press the like button, or if you're on your desktop, press the like button. Let's get the live stream with some more likes. It helps the channel, guys, helps the videos. A simple like from you guys goes a long way, so I appreciate that. If you could, if you start to head out, as we start to end the stream here, I'd appreciate if you could leave a like before you head out. All right, CAT, we already talked about. You got to break this channel low at 225. If it gets back over 240, then you got to be out of shorts. But yeah, it's just in a channel right now. Nike, interesting. I haven't looked at Nike in a long time, but this level this is what's weird, right? I do these levels, let's say like a month ago, 2 months ago, and then I pop back onto the chart and look, it's just right here in front of my face. So there's something that I marked out here on Nike before. Okay, so it's just this previous low. So previous lows here on Nike, right? You can see it sort of rejected this, just rejected this sort of consolidation, this channel, really. That's all it is. It's just been channeling here. So, yeah, just watch out for this 104.50. Watch out for this 104.50. That looks like it could be support for now, right? You can see support, 104.50. I would say the break of like this previous low around 102 is where it could really start to unravel. But this is definitely a demand area I'd be careful shorting into, around this 102, 104 area. DocuSign, really nice rejection. I think we talked about this one on Friday. So, yeah, I love this rejection. I'm not going to play it because it's DocuSign. I don't trade stocks like this. Yeah, you could look for the rejection off 60. Maybe you look to trade it back into the 51s, right back in here. But, yeah, I would just look to see if it stays under 60. As long as DocuSign's under 60, I would look for that downside. FedEx has earnings. We'll skip that one. JD, I mean, just a pretty clean rejection, it looks like here. I mean, it's, again, another Asian market name, which I really don't know why anyone's even looking at, to be quite honest. There's so many other stocks in the market to be trading than this stock. So many cleaner technical setups than trading Asian market gaps. You guys can see the Asian market just gaps up and down. It's just not something I would be very interested in. I don't think it's a long-term thing to be being involved into, but I'll do it anyway. You guys can see right here, previous lows, rejections, right in the 62 area. It clearly is rejecting. So yeah, I mean, if you think the Asian market starts to give up, if you think if we're in for another leg lower, maybe if you're in for another little pullback, I mean, technically, this looks like a great rejection at 62, right? Very clear previous lows into rejections at 62. It's DocuSign, right? Why would I trade DocuSign when I can trade Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, Amazon, Home Depot, Costco? What else? Apple, Netflix, Meta. All right, why am I trading DocuSign? The stock that is shit, the stock that is a small cap now. It's just I don't know. That's just me, guys. I trade large cap tech stocks that are very clear technicals, right? Trade-off technicals, no nonsense. It's just I trade on technical analysis, and it's the best on large cap, high liquidity tech stocks, right? That's where it's the best. You know, when you start to dabble into the SBCEs and Carvanas and DocuSigns and Babas and all this workhorses of the world, Etsy's of the world, Neo, GameStop, going through my watch list here, Fastly, Palantir, Affirm, Upstart, like all these crap stocks. There's so much money to be made on just trading well-known high-tech stocks. You do not need to trade these crap stocks. mRNA. So, 4-hour chart on mRNA. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's trying to hold this little previous high over here, 192.50, right in this general area. It looks like this previous high, maybe this previous high here. It looks like this whole area might be a little bit of support on mRNA. Right between this 193 to 190 area, I'd watch out for that. I'd watch out for this previous high here to potentially turn into a rejection. Okay? Or I'm sorry, potentially turn into support. AMD. So, yeah, I mean, AMD, nice push under 69, right? You can see right here, rejection, 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 rejection. Beautiful push under 69. I talked about this move pretty much to a T on the live stream about how we will fall very quickly through this area, right? We nailed it. We nailed that move right into that. You can see how quickly we moved lower, right? Equal reaction. If we move straight up, we should expect to move straight down. That is exactly what we did. You have a straight up move here, under 69. You turned it into a rejection. Beautiful downside move. Congratulations to those who caught this. Now you have to watch out for this 65 support, right? 65 support here is potential. If you break that, I would say you move to the 63 right here. 63 right there. If you break 65, I'd look 63. Okay? But a very, very beautiful setup on AMD. Perfect rejection of 69. Talked about this level all the time. I'm sure you remember it because it's 69. I'm sure your minds automatically remember 69. And then just a beautiful downside move into this large upside move. Very nice move. Beautiful. Microsoft, I would just watch 244 today, right here, 244. We break 244, you're looking at 239, 240. Watch this little double bottom here at 244, okay? All right, guys, I'm going to quickly go back to the NASDAQ. Oh, man, this is setting up nice. This is setting up real nice right now, guys. I mean, I hope this is what happens today because this could be a very juicy day. Look at this. Thursday lows into a rejection, bear flag starting to show itself pretty damn aggressively. If you're trading futures, I mean, you should already be having a party this morning. I'm sure Gold Sauce is already having a party in the Discord because that was a sick bear flag this morning in the pre-market already. So if you're trading futures right now, that was a badass rejection of Thursday's lows. If you're trading ES, I mean, the bear flag was beautiful. Even if you're trading the Dow, look at how beautiful this rejection of Thursday's lows was on the Dow as well. So yeah, some nice stuff out there. Watch those futures charts. If you want to get the futures levels for free in a text format, it says it down below, free technicals. Please do not message anyone online that's pretending to be me, guys. I will never message you for crypto. I will never message you, hey, how's your trading been, man? You know, have you been doing well? Oh, well, if you haven't been, you know, I got this special service. You send me 12,000 Bitcoin, and you can mirror my trades, and you have, you know, just please pay attention to who you're talking to online. Do you really think that I would put my face out here every single day of the week to then scam people, right? It is simply just does not make common sense. It does not make sense. Okay? Good luck, guys. Be safe out there. Watch these technical levels on the futures. They are absolutely important today. That's the most important thing. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Peace out and best of luck. Adios.